Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter.
Jake Paul is reportedly training with Floyd Mayweather for his upcoming fight with Mike Tyson. Under Mayweather's guidance, Jake Paul's training regimen is expected to undergo a dramatic transformation. Mayweather's emphasis on technical precision, defensive strategies, and conditioning will likely play a crucial role in shaping Paul's preparation. The training camp, rumored to be held at Mayweather's exclusive gym, promises to push Paul to new limits and refine his skills.
August, I'm back, baby.
Mayweather's defensive expertise will be particularly beneficial for Paul, who is known for his aggressive fighting style. By incorporating Mayweather's defensive techniques and strategic approach, Paul aims to develop a more well-rounded skill set. The ability to evade Tyson's powerful punches and exploit openings will be critical in the upcoming fight. Beyond physical training, Mayweather's mentorship is expected to include a significant focus on mental preparation. Mayweather, who has navigated numerous high-stakes fights throughout his career, understands the psychological challenges of the sport. His insights into maintaining composure, handling pressure, and executing a game plan will be invaluable for Paul as he prepares to face a seasoned and formidable opponent like Mike Tyson.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Beautiful.
30 seconds.
That's good. Boom.
With 4 months now to prepare, Paul is gearing up for what could be his most challenging fight yet against the 58-year-old Tyson. The real question remains, how much does Tyson have left at his advanced age? While those two get ready to tussle, Paul got a warning from legendary wrestler Ric Flair on Wednesday in a photo he published alongside Tyson. Jake Paul, watch out. In addition to working with Iron Mike's own cannabis brand, Tyson 2.0, Flair was advertising his own line of cannabis products, Ric Flair Drip. They were seen with Adam Wilkes, who was involved in the beginning of both brands. In the photo, Tyson seemed to be in a different realm, while Flair maintained his signature cool demeanor with his trademark shades and slicked back hair. We'd gladly shell out to see Nature Boy make a cameo in the Tyson vs. Paul match this November. Meanwhile, during his podcast conversation with Paul, Mike Perry was asked for his prediction on the Tyson fight. Without hesitation, he chose the problem child to emerge victorious. Perry remarked that he believed Jake would win a fight against Mike Tyson. He cited Jake's youth and the effectiveness of his team's strategy as factors in his favor. Perry mentioned that he couldn't find a way to outmaneuver Jake, couldn't make him tire out, and couldn't pin him on the ropes for a flurry of punches. Considering Tyson's age of 58, Perry thought Jake had a significant advantage and was likely to win.
Who do you think wins, me or Mike Tyson?
I think you do. I think you're younger. I think you doing the right things as far as like what your team has you doing. It worked, and my little weird stuff wasn't able to, I wasn't able to add it up on you. I wasn't able to have you punch yourself out. I wasn't able to get you on the ropes where I could release a flurry, and and at 58, at his age, it's just something I'm thinking about where I think you get that.
Yeah, agreed. But I've seen a lot of people still.
Paul thinks that regardless of who he defeats, he will never be respected. Paul mentioned that what people don't see is him defeating top 5 ranked fighters and former champions in the gym. He revealed that there are plans to release sparring footage and a documentary showcasing the entire process. Despite his achievements, he felt that people still didn't respect him and believed that no matter what he did, there would always be criticism.
Top 5 ranked guys in the gym beating former world champions in the gym. And eventually we're going to release all the sparring footage, and there's going to be a crazy documentary showing the whole process. But people just don't still respect me, and I'm not like touted as a prospect. But if people actually gave me credit for my skills, then it would be a lot different conversation. But no matter what I do, they're always going to hate. Like I'm literally going to win the world championship belt one day, and they're still going to be like, oh yeah, but and it's like, no matter what I do, I could walk on water, and they're like, he can't swim.
According to Jake Paul, he and Mike Perry have decided to rematch, although it won't take place in a boxing arena. When Jake Paul revealed his comeback to the boxing ring to face Iron Mike Tyson, many boxing enthusiasts and professionals expressed doubt. The significant age gap between them was a major concern, aside from Tyson's storied career in the sport. However, the fight was postponed when the 58-year-old experienced a flare-up of an ulcer. In his place, former UFC fighter and bare-knuckle specialist Platinum's Mike Perry was brought in, but he struggled against Jake. The YouTuber-turned-boxer not only achieved a technical knockout victory over the former UFC star, but also managed to knock him down 3 times. Jake proved his worth in the ring and swiftly put to rest any rumors that the fight might have been rigged. Well, now the social media superstar has revealed that he and Platinum Mike have agreed to a rematch. Chopped it up with Mike Perry last night. What a stand-up dude. More confidence than most of these fighters. We agreed to run it in PFL when the time is right, Jake tweeted on July 25th. The former YouTuber, who is now a boxer, was also questioned about the prospect of leaving the boxing ring and competing for the bare-knuckle fighting championship. If I'm stepping out of boxing, it's going to be PFL. After that, we can do dirty boxing, he added. Jake signed a multi-year contract with the PFL in the middle of 2023, but because of his boxing obligations, his debut has been delayed. The CEO of the PFL, Peter Murray, supports Jake's efforts to make fighter offers for his debut, and they continue to aim for a quick appearance. The YouTuber-turned-boxer may shift his focus following his battle against Mike Tyson in mid-November. Jake Paul's 6th-round knockout of Mike Perry might have paved the way for his highly anticipated bout against boxing legend Mike Tyson. However, it's Tyron Woodley's endorsement that's generating buzz. As the November clash approaches, Woodley's insights and backing have introduced an exciting new dimension to this already controversial matchup. Woodley said, "I'm a fan of the fight. Mike Tyson is 60, but he still strikes fear into hearts just like he did back in the day." Woodley, the ex-UFC welterweight champion with more ring time against Paul than anyone else, views this fight as a worthwhile investment. He sees it as a true test of skill, strategy, and raw power, going beyond the basic narrative of youth versus age. Reflecting on Paul's recent victory against Perry, Woodley observed that Perry's strategy mirrored Tyson's renowned peekaboo defense, designed to close the distance with larger opponents. Nevertheless, Perry's execution fell short, resulting in his defeat. Woodley explained, "Perry didn't slip and step inside. He got hit with jabs and had no answer. Tyson's coaches invented that style and he perfected it. Even at his age, he's got muscle memory." Cus D'Amato, Tyson's iconic coach, developed a fighting style as distinctive as Tyson himself. Leveraging Tyson's shorter stature, the technique involved slipping punches and delivering explosive hooks, a strategy honed through countless repetitions. Woodley warned, "If Tyson can channel that old ferocity and unload with the same power, Paul might be in serious trouble." A flashback to Tyson's glory days, and it's lights out for Jake. The critics do have a valid argument. A 58-year-old Tyson isn't the same fighter who used to knock opponents out decades ago. However, Woodley views the matchup as intriguingly balanced, with Paul's youth and audacity pitted against Tyson's experience and sheer power. Woodley said, "Tyson's age is why Paul even has a chance, but betting against Tyson, even now, is risky. He's still the most feared combat athlete ever." Woodley expects that Tyson's natural intimidation factor, combined with his refined skills, might sway the outcome. He thinks Tyson has the capability to knock Paul out. However, Woodley also suggests a strategy for Paul: jab high, jab low, and keep moving to stay out of Tyson's dangerous reach. Woodley conceded, "If Jake can stick to a disciplined game plan, tire Tyson out, and strike in the later rounds, he might just pull off the win. But Tyson has many ways to defeat Paul, and underestimating him would be a grave mistake." With his recent 10th victory, Jake Paul has likely silenced many of his critics. Since the beginning of his boxing career, Questions about the quality of his opponents have persisted. Concerns about Mike Perry's boxing experience and the size disparity still exist. However, it's undeniable that the problem child has become a major draw over time.
Yeah, man, some of these punches you were hitting him with, you are just so destructive.
Yeah, I don't know how he took all those, but
And I knew
respect to
that
him.
was going through your head as well.
I was like, bro, what the give it up, dude.
Yeah.
Just give it up. Or his corner just stopping the fight.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My arms are sore from all the punches and
Well, you look great.
Putting the damage on him. Thank you, man.
Hey, where'd you
Thank
find
I-
that left hand from?
Dude, we've been working on it.
What the? I'm standing there in the freaking second row. I'm watching. I'm looking. I'm like, Jake, you got a left now? You got a jab?
Yes,
and I'm
sir.
screaming, jab, jab. Because you hit him with one of the jabs, really connected, like I think maybe round 3, something like that, in round 2, round 3, and you wobbled him with the jab.
Stumbled him with a jab.
And I was like, dude, this is reminiscent of the once great Logan Paul jab, dude.
Fueled by ambitions that extend beyond his 6-foot stature, the Ohioan is on the lookout for ever greater challenges. The YouTuber-turned-boxer is now garnering support from surprising sources, including notable figures in the world of contemporary boxing. On a recent episode of MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, Terence Crawford argued that it's high time Jake Paul received the respect he deserves. It seemed that Bud Crawford was driving through Las Vegas during the discussion. Helwani then asked the obvious question: "Did you watch the Jake Paul fight on Saturday night?" He did, in fact, see the match. The follow-up question was about the opinion of one of the world's top boxers. Despite some minor issues like needing to work on his stamina, the Nebraskan believes Jake Paul has significantly improved his performance. He praised Paul's boxing skills, highlighting that unlike many other YouTube boxing stars, Jake Paul trains diligently and remains committed to the sport. As a result, Paul is improving with each fight. However, the upcoming Mike Tyson bout still casts a shadow, but Crawford doesn't seem ready to foot the bill for the much-awaited bout between a professional boxer and a former YouTuber. Despite everything Mike Tyson had given to the sport, he said he was no longer at his best. "I wouldn't want to see Mike go in the ring and get hurt in a fight," he said. Bud Crawford claimed that the new medical problem has made things more complicated. At that moment, the future of the problem child was the main concern. Paul disclosed his goals for the future, as noted by Ariel Helwani. Either a cruiserweight division match or a championship battle could be his goal. Terence Crawford also remained optimistic about the Ohioan's potential, emphasizing his powerful right hand. However, Crawford observed that Paul has been developing his career from scratch, similar to any emerging boxing talent. He mentioned how some well-known figures attempt to leverage Jake Paul's fame for their own benefit. Crawford pointed out that the problem child, like other professional boxers, is steadily enhancing his profile rather than rushing toward a title. Jake is still in the learning process, so you know he's taking his time, and that's what he should do. Take his time, keep getting better, keep learning new tricks and things like that in the ring, and keep getting more experience, said Terence Crawford. He may someday fight in a real boxing match when he's ready. He believes that the formative years are critical for ring IQ development, endurance training, and learning the subtleties of boxing. Only once this foundation is established can the boxer progress and tackle more significant matches. It's clear that many Jake Paul fans might view this as a surefire path to success. These viewpoints hold considerable weight, as they come from one of the industry's top figures. Jake Paul's bouts have drawn considerable attention, sparking debate about whether the problem child is truly making a mark or merely putting on a show. His latest fight, in which he scored a stoppage win over bare-knuckle fighting legend Mike Perry, has intensified this scrutiny. The outcome and Jake's performance have prompted Darren Till, a former UFC title contender who was originally scheduled to fight Julio Cesar Chavez on the undercard of Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson, to make an accusation. Till has moved away from top-tier competition, as shown by his recent match against the popular influencer Muhammad Muti, which turned into a chaotic brawl. The outspoken Englishman recently appeared on a new episode of Submission Radio, where he discussed his thoughts on the Jake Paul vs. Mike Perry fight. Till discussed on Submission Radio that the fight struck him as peculiar, almost as if it were staged. He pointed out that Mike Perry had been overpowering his opponents in BKFC. Yet despite Jake Paul's greater weight and strength, it seemed strange that Paul was tiring after just one round. Till confessed that the scenario appeared off to him and suspected that others might feel the same way.
I'm going to be honest, it was a weird fight. It was a weird fight between them. It feels like it's all fake, I'm not going to lie.
You felt like it was a bit scripted, like it was predetermined.
Yeah, I do.
What was it about the fight? Was it just the way that Mike looked, or the way it played out, or?
Perry, sorry.
That's all good.
Perry's been beating all these guys. Like literally beating the living daylights out of them. Now I get it, Jake Paul's 40 pounds heavier than a big, strong guy. He can punch Jake as well. We've got to give him his due. And he is improving. But like Jake was gassing after 1 round, and it was just like, it just didn't look normal to me. I'm going to be honest with you. It didn't look normal. And I bet you there's a few other people thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Jake Paul's knockouts have often been under the microscope. His 2021 knockout victory over former UFC champ Tyron Woodley, in particular, was dissected by countless YouTube analysts. Yet, when Quinton Rampage Jackson, the ex-UFC champion turned podcaster, put Woodley on the spot about the incident, Woodley stood firm, insisting that his principles wouldn't allow him to throw a fight for cash. Another significant Paul victory that later faced scrutiny was his match against Anderson Silva, widely regarded as the greatest UFC middleweight of all time. Although Paul showcases knockout power with every punch, the ending of the Paul Silva bout has raised some doubts, as discussed on The Schaub Show. A showdown between Paul and Till feels almost inevitable. Both are adept with their words and boast comparable physiques. Although Paul has faced criticism for his size advantage over smaller MMA contenders, a match with Till could serve as a chance to silence his online detractors and win over combat sports analysts. Paul took a daring step by calling out UFC's reigning top fighter, Alex Pereira, right after his stunning win against Mike Perry. Although a clash between them would be thrilling, it's unlikely due to Pereira's contract limitations and the rocky relationship between Paul and UFC CEO Dana White. Conversely, a fight between Paul and Darren Till, a former UFC contender, appears far more feasible. Darren Till commented that Jake Paul was lucky to avoid stepping into the ring with him, as he would have delivered significant damage. While Till expressed respect for Paul and his brother's business acumen and Paul's commitment to boxing, he confidently claimed that his superior technical skills would have overpowered Paul. Till was confident it would take him roughly 3 rounds to decipher Paul's tactics, after which he would methodically dismantle him. He mentioned that his plan wasn't solely to knock Paul out, but to wear him down and force him to quit, stressing that he had already meticulously crafted his approach.
You are so lucky that you will not fight me, because I would punch holes in Jake Paul. Listen, I respect so much the businessman that him and his brother are. Like, major respect. I respect the fact that he's actually dedicated his whole life to boxing. I respect a lot of things, but I would seriously injure Jake Paul in a ring. I'd just be too technically tactical for him. Like, there's a thing you sort of get over years of what like you do when I do, like, you know, Izzy, Pereira, you know, Anderson Silvas, your Wonder Boys, your Whitakers. And it's not necessarily the shots we throw, it's the setups and the technical aspect behind it. And I'd lead them into stuff. You wouldn't even know what was happening. And I'd piece them up. It'd take me about 3 rounds to figure them out. And then I'd piece them up to bits. And I probably wouldn't even try and knock them out. I'd just hit them. Boom, 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 boom. Just make them want to get out of there. I've already got it all planned out.
After defeating Mike Perry, Jake Paul announced that he is ready to face Mike Tyson. Paul had the referee halt the bout in the 6th round, a bout meant to replace the Tyson fight due to a health scare that sidelined the former heavyweight champion. Despite having other options, Paul reached out to Iron Mike and confirmed the date for their showdown. Paul said, "Mike Tyson, your next big boy. Sign the contract the 15th of November on Netflix. 100% it's happening." Paul also gave an update on Tyson's preparation for the bout. He said, "He's training and looking crazier than ever, Netflix. I'll prove everybody wrong. Everybody said I was making a mistake with this fight against Perry, but I take risks." Paul subsequently acknowledged that he had been injured in the lead-up to the fight with Perry, but he downplayed any worries that the bout with Tyson may be postponed. He said, "I didn't feel very good tonight. I was sick before and my knuckle is swollen. It was basically broken before the fight. It didn't delay this fight, so why would it delay the Tyson fight? I'm a warrior." Paul then shared another message for Tyson. He said, "Mike, I love you, but this is my sport now. You're a legend. You're one of the 2 most famous boxers to ever lived, alongside Muhammad Ali, so I'm honored to share a ring with you, but I want to take your throne. Meanwhile, Tyson said in a press release, "Although we had to postpone the fight, I will resume training shortly. I am thankful to the medical staff that treated me. While we have a new date, the result will be the same no matter when we fight." Jake Paul is getting knocked out. On Friday, November 15th, watch this in person at AT&T Stadium or live on Netflix. During a mid-flight ulcer flare-up, Tyson's condition prompted a call for any passengers with medical expertise to assist. After the plane touched down, paramedics boarded, resulting in a 25-minute delay before passengers could disembark. Tyson, a legendary heavyweight champion, last fought in an exhibition match in 2020, drawing with Roy Jones Jr. His upcoming bout against Paul will be a formally recognized professional fight. Tyson has not competed professionally since 2005. No matter what you and your friends think of him, you just can't resist placing bets on him. In the realm of boxing, YouTuber-turned-fighter Jake Paul has become an intriguing phenomenon. Exclusive betting data acquired by The Post suggests that he might currently be the sport's biggest star. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.